Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Fabrizio Romano says Gabriel Magalhães is not even thinking of leaving Arteta's side. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has claimed that Gabriel Magalhães is only focused on Arsenal despite all the rumors surrounding his future. The Brazilian has been one of Arsenal's best players since he joined them from Lille in the summer of 2020. He has made a few costly mistakes at times, but he's still integral to the way Mikel Arteta's side play. Arsenal fans aren't the only ones impressed by Gabriel. Multiple reports from Spain have claimed over the last few days that Xavi Hernandez is very keen to sign the Gunners defender this summer. The 24-year-old has now come out and said he's happy at the Emirates, and Romano has revealed that Gabriel is just focused on Arsenal despite all the speculation. In an interview with the Premier League production this week, ahead of Arsenal's game against Southampton on Saturday, Gabriel made it clear that he's happy at Arsenal. Romano relayed those quotes on Twitter today and revealed that Gabriel is only focused on Arsenal and the top four race, and no talks have been held between the player, Barcelona and the Gunners. He's only focused on Arsenal, no talks with Barca as of today. His priority is Champions League race now, Romano tweeted. Gabriel Magalhães is one of Arsenal's most important players, and selling him shouldn't even be considered by the bosses at the Emirates. Branded as a terrific player by Mikel Arteta, Gabriel will still have 3 years left on his contract this summer. That puts the Gunners in a strong position, but it's time that they rewarded the Brazilian with a new contract. It will be interesting to see how this pans out in the coming month. It's never easy for a player to turn down a move to a historic club like Barcelona, but if Romano and Gabriel himself are to be believed, it looks like he isn't even thinking about leaving the Gunners. That is an excellent news for the Arsenal supporters. Arsenal would not stand in Mari's way regarding a permanent move away. Charles Watts has provided an update on the future of Arsenal loanee Pablo Mari on his YouTube channel. The Goal.com journalist said that the Gunners defender is having a great time on loan at Udinese. Indeed, Watts also claimed Arsenal would not stand in Mari's way regarding a permanent move away. The 28-year-old failed to secure a regular role under Mikel Arteta at the Emirates Stadium. As a result, Mari joined the Serie A club in January on a loan deal for the remainder of the season. The Spaniard will still have 2 years remaining on his contract with the Gunners this summer. Following his hint in Italy, Mari is expected to head back to Arsenal at the end of the season. However, the Gunners man recently told Gazzetta dello Sport that he wants to stay at Udinese. Watts has claimed that this shouldn't be a problem for Arsenal, revealing that he's a very popular figure at the club. As a result, the Gunners' hierarchy are likely to grant him his wish if the right offer, at least £6 million, comes. Pablo Mari is having a great times at Udinese, said Watts. I was quite a big fan when he first arrived, and Arteta lost the trust in him and he looked slow at times. It's very clear where he would like to see his future lie. Arsenal aren't going to stand in his way should a decent offer come in. I don't think there is any purchase option in the loan deal, and that is something which will be negotiated in the summer. They will ask for 6, 7, 8 million pound mark. I'm sure Arsenal will be happy to move him on. I hope he does well there because he's such a nice guy. Everyone you speak to Arsenal, staff, players, agent, I've never heard anyone say a bad word about him. He's the most likable guy apparently. Nobody will want to stand in his way. Xhaka is not sorry for always tackling players. Granit Xhaka will not change his style of play despite receiving perhaps too many bookings and sending offs. The midfielder is a key player for Mikel Arteta, but far too often he gets sent off or gets yellow carded for a foul or undisciplined. This calls for him to change his style of play, at least to minimize how much he lets his team down when he's ejected from games. But the Switzerland captain insists he would always go all in for a 50-50 challenge and says football is a contact sport. He tells the Player Tribune, "Listen, the cards have always been part of my game. They were in Germany too. Remember the 50-50? I'm all in, and it's the same in training. If I elbow a player, I'll be the first one to say I'm sorry, but a tackle? Come on guys, this is not a ballet." Most Arsenal fans may not appreciate Xhaka, but he remains one of our key players. You can tell this by how much Mikel Arteta relies on him, even when we think he hardly makes the right decision. But he would still need to watch his discipline and maybe times his tackle better to avoid so many yellow and red cards. Edu has held talks with Jonathan David's agent over Arsenal move. Arsenal are desperate to sign a new striker this summer, and according to Football London, Edu has already held talks with the agents of Lille forward Jonathan David. A host of names have been linked with a move to the Gunners this summer, as Mikel Arteta looks to add the missing pieces to the jigsaw within his Arsenal squad. A striker, as has been widely reported, is the main priority for the club, and Football London, who are listing 10 names who Arsenal could sign, have said that a move for Jonathan David is a real possibility. They report how Edu has already held talks with the agent of David, and the Canadian is admired by many higher up in the Arsenal chain. David, who has 17 goals in all competitions this season, is set to star on the world stage this winter in Qatar. The striker has helped Canada to qualify. Valued at around £30 million mark and branded a phenomenon, David has built a reputation over in France for being one of the best attacking talents in League One. For £30 million, Jonathan David would be a good signing for Arsenal. He can play across the entire front line and, as proven with Lille, is good for a goal or two. He's creative, too, which fits in with what the rest of the Arsenal attackers are like. However, you do feel he isn't really the number 9 type forward Arsenal needs. David is more like a Martinelli type player, rather than a young Lacazette, and that is where this decision becomes crucial for the Gunners. Arsenal now leading the race to sign Max Aarons. According to a report from The Sun, Arsenal and Manchester United are leading the race to sign Norwich City defender Max Aarons this summer. The 22-year-old has been one of the Canaries' brightest prospects over the last few years. He has constantly been linked with a move away from Carrow Road, but Norwich have managed to keep hold of him until now. However, it's very likely that Aarons will leave Norwich this summer when he enters the final 2 years of his contract. The Canaries are at the bottom of the Premier League table, and it's looking very likely that they will go down. That could make Aarons available for a bargain fee, and a number of clubs are expected to pounce if that's the case. According to the report, along with front-runners Arsenal and Manchester United, German giant Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are also keen to sign the talented fullback. It will be interesting to how this pans out in the coming month, but if Arsenal can get him as a backup to Tomiyasu, it would be a fantastic move. Luka Jovic could be the next Real Madrid player to join Arsenal. Arsenal is on the lookout for new strikers ahead of the 2022-2023 campaign as Mikel Arteta continues to rebuild the club. One name that has continuously been linked with a move to the Emirates is Luka Jovic of Real Madrid. The Serbian has been in poor form since he moved to the Spanish side in 2019, but Arteta has mastered the art of transforming the careers of young underperforming players. This means he can help Jovic, and Toto Vigages says the former Eintracht Frankfurt man will become the latest player to swap Madrid for Arsenal. Jovic is still 24, and that might seem likely he's probably worth the gamble, but the striker has been struggling. We need someone who is at the top of their game now, so they can make an instant impact when they move to the Emirates. Fabrizio Romano issues a fresh Darwin Nunez transfer update. Fabrizio Romano has issued an update on Darwin Nunez amid links with the likes of Liverpool, Tottenham, West Ham, Arsenal and Manchester United. The Reds, Spurs, the Gunners and the Red Devils are all apparently eyeing the Uruguayan. Meanwhile, the Hammers reportedly made a bid for him in January. Nunez will no doubt be one of the summer transfer window's most coveted players. This is in wake of a superb campaign for Benfica. The 22-year-old has 32 goals and 3 assists from 37 games in all competitions for the Portuguese club this term. Nunez was also a thorn in Liverpool's side in the Champions League quarter-finals, scoring twice against Jurgen Klopp's side. Romano, speaking on Rio Ferdinand Presents 5, revealed that United have been discussing Nunez as a target. However, he stressed that there haven't been any negotiations and it's still very much an open race for the player. He also spoke of how Nunez switch to an agent who's close to Jorge Mendes will effectively rest negotiations with all clubs. It's true that Manchester United are discussing internally about him, said Romano. At the moment, there are no negotiations because 1 week ago he changed his agent. So, now everything has restarted about the talks, the conversation with the clubs. The clubs in January, as we said many times, Arsenal had him in their list. West Ham made a proposal on deadline day, 45 million, and Benfica said no. But now, with the new agent, who's really close to Jorge Mendes, is completely different negotiation. It's completely different about the relationship with the clubs, so now everything is going to restart. The price will be around 75 to 80 million euros. It's still an open race, and Jorge Mendes will know how it works. He has many relationships around the world, so he will discuss Darwin with many clubs. According to 90 Minute, Benfica have already made it clear to Nunez that they will allow him to leave the club. In addition, Nunez reportedly favors a move to the Premier League ahead of the other top-flight competitions, which can be a good news for Arsenal. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.